Okay, so first part of this, I can't even reach the first branch, so I'm gonna have to do the first part without the branches. The aim of this, the aim of this is to get your feet as close to your waist as possible, and it's really fucking hard. Okay, fucking hell. That's a lot of energy just on that part. I definitely prefer climbing trees with branches versus without, because it's so much easier. Ooh, nice start. So these kind of branches I like particularly because they're quite small but sturdy. It's almost like, very similar to calisthenics because it's just like doing pull-ups on a bar in many ways. It's still a bit like bouldering, but probably less so because it's not so crimpy. I mean, there is obviously tree climbs that could be more like that, but when I was into bouldering, I was always into the more juggy overhang style climbs, which weren't necessarily the cool climbs in bouldering. Everyone was all about the crimps, and that's kind of why I've taken a slight preference to tree climbing. I like the free soloing element. I also like the holds a lot more. Let's see if we can go a bit higher with the camera there. Anyway, let's carry on. Ooh, it's already proving tricky having the additional camera to climb with, but I'm sure I will get used to it. It's always good to take as many rests as you can. There is literally no hurry when climbing trees with no ropes. You need rest and your muscles are fatigued. Just rest. Also, it's just nice to be in the tree and enjoying the climb for as long as possible. So, yeah, no rush. Nothing wrong with testing branches as well. But that one looks way too thin, but it's strong actually. It's strong enough to grip on. However, if there's a thicker branch, I will always go for a thicker one. Another tip is that, the closer you are to the tree trunk, the firmer and probably stronger, the safer it'll be, less likely to break. So if you've got the opportunity to do so, do it. Nice. Still a long way to go. I feel fairly confident though that we will reach the canopy. I really want to show you guys the view from above. That is definitely a reward for doing such a thing. Another great thing I think about this is, with bouldering, especially when you're doing it indoors, I know it's different, you can obviously boulder outdoors, but it's hard to find new climbs. And tree climbing is such a uncommon, unusual sport. Sorry, move those out of the way. Make myself some more space. But yeah, tree climbing is such an unusual sport that you can just go out exploring and find your own climbs. And look, I can guarantee no one has ever climbed this tree before, so it is the first. I'm the first. There's something that feels kind of cool about that, kind of nice. Okay, we're hitting a challenging point now. I have to shuffle up like a monkey. About halfway there now. Again, no rush doing this. Starting to feel a bit fatigued already with this one. Because the way the branches slope upwards quite at quite an incline. There's not the best places to sit and rest so far. So it's more my arms getting a break versus my legs. But I still feel good to carry on. The views are already pretty nice from up here. I don't know if you can see. I mean, you can. So I've got this Insta 360 camera now. Change of the game. Okay, which way are we going to go? Straight up this way or around the other side? Straight up this way looks better. Another trick or important thing to remember with tree climbing is that you should always spread as many different points of contact as you need to. So you don't want to be putting all your weight on one branch. If you can avoid it, in case it snaps, you can diversify your weight and balance across different branches. This is a good point to mention as well. You know, if you ever need to use a knee, like I am doing now, just use it. The aim of the game is not to fall out the tree, so if you can be elegant with your climb, do, but if there's no room for that, do what you can. Oh, this is a fun tree. I like it. I like where we're at now. Look at this cool peak. I've just found a spot that I might be able to sit into and take a little break. I'm going to move the camera down. Let's see how that goes. Okay. Whew. Oh, no. Oh, here we go. Oh, man. Yes, nice. Good break spot. We're pretty close to the canopy. I wonder if you can see that. Camera up a little bit more. I like it up here. So calming. As you can probably see now, the way I'm resting is I've got my butt on one branch, my foot on another, my leg kind of like, actually the other leg going through two branches, and both my hands either around different branches or just close to the trunk, hugging the trunk. That means if, for example, any of them actually was to break, I've still got like a safety net where my other limbs will keep me safe. Should we go higher? Alright, I have to move the camera down. It's very confusing using this camera for the first time, but hopefully the footage will come out well and it'll be worth it. Excited to see it already. Let's get rid of that. Also, as much as you should avoid it, if you're in a position where it might even be deemed as dangerous and you've got an opportunity to break a branch, it's okay to do so. I think from watching how orangutans do it and monkeys, like, they always do it. So I think whilst you should try and avoid it as much as possible, if it's a case of life or death, the tree will survive, and so will you if you break the branch. So that's okay. Let's do it. Well, one cool thing I've seen here is a branch from another tree. Can you see that? Just bring it down. I don't know. I might show you in a little bit if you can't. A branch from another tree is close enough to me to theoretically transfer from one tree, maybe even come down another. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to keep going closer to the canopy, but maybe on the way down we'll see if it's possible to come down a different tree. That always feels pretty exciting for some reason. Pretty challenging as well. Okay, we're pretty close to the top now. I think I can go higher though. Take a minute, shall we? Oh shit. Okay. Might be as high as I go. Maybe not. Chill here for a bit and decide. It's getting so thin now. I definitely want to transfer to the other one though. Look, it's right here. We're definitely going down another one today, guys. That's for sure. Oh. All right, let's keep going. Can we keep going? Don't even know at this point. Let's have a look. Where are you guys? Maybe you can come up a bit higher. Okay, camera gets stuck. Not the best time for that. Okay, I'm going to bring you guys down a little bit while I'm in this crazy monkey position. Okay, right, let's keep going. Oh my word. Okay, now we're at the canopy. There we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Check this out. I don't know how much of the view you can see, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty special. Sometimes it's even fun to just swing around a bit, you know? The top of the tree. Kind of crazy. Whoa. Okay. I haven't got the best footing here, so I don't know how safe this is, but we'll do it a little bit longer. Whoa, dude. This is crazy. I've only been focused on looking up, but now looking down. Whoa. That's wild. I wonder if I can get to the next tree from here. That'll be fucking cool. Yes. Okay. Let's bring you guys down a bit. Alright, so now I'm making the transition. As you can see, still got my body weight spread across both trees at this point and 4 limbs. This is where it's going to get a bit scary, a bit more dangerous. So what my aim is to do is to come down closer to the other tree and bring them in a little bit. Try and again spread my weight. Woo! We've officially made it. Nice. Okay, that was crazy. I need to get the camera unknotted. It's kind of not easy. Let's bring you down a bit. Whew. Okay. That was mental. All right. Time to D-knot. Okay. So whilst this might seem insane, tree can support me, and also even if there's less branches going down, it's not a problem because you can basically just shuffle down, kind of slide down it like a fireman's pole. The idea is to stay as close to the tree as possible. Again, At this point I'm going to have to break a few little branches to make my way down, but better than dying. Whew. Okay, let's do it. My arms are feeling pretty tired. I'm pretty burnt out at this point, and now I've got a good foothold and I feel safe. I'm just gonna rest them for a bit. Again, spreading my weight over different branches with different limbs. How cool is it up here though? I bet no one's been up here before. Okay, ready for the descent? Let's do it. Woo. This is one of the things or results of training most days gives you, you know, training calisthenics, climbing at ground level over time builds up the strength and the abilities to be able to take it to new heights. If I didn't train every day, I wouldn't be doing such ridiculous shit without ropes, but I love doing it and I love training, so kind of why I do the two of them. Nice, let's get started. Woo! Camera, you still with us? Look at this. Perfect place to stop and rest. Whoa. Whoa. Fucking hell. Jeez, it expends a lot of energy, I tell you that. So now I'm just going to decide, whilst I'm resting, which one to go down. I've got this skinnier number on the left, a little bit wobbly, but definitely sturdy enough. I've got the more stable, thicker one. Thinner ones for some reason seem a bit easier to slide down, less intense on the muscles, but equally, it's nice to have something sturdy. At this point, I'm just going to swap my feet over. Sometimes it hurts your feet quite a bit. So you may wonder why barefoot is the option, but the reason barefoot works is firstly, it just grips way better than shoes. Not sure why that is. You can also obviously mold your feet around branches a lot better. And it's also nice to just have the extra feeling, like there's obviously a lot of senses on the bottom of your feet, and it feels nice to use them. A couple more breaths and then I'm going to make my way to the bottom. You get quite a rush from doing this shit, I have to say. Right, let's go. You ready? last little bit. Doesn't get too caught. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, guys, that was pretty crazy. Oh man. Okay, first climb on the Insta 360, first ascent and descent down another tree after transitioning at the top of the canopy. Wow, that was exhilarating to say the least. God, I feel fully pumped from the exercise and the adrenaline of that experience. This is a game and we can do what we want with it. Just be safe and just be careful. Again, as I said in my previous video, and I will always say, if anyone wants any tips about climbing or managing the fear or anything else in the world of movement that I do, please reach out. I'm always happy to help. And yeah, it's kind of my mission really, is to share the knowledge I have about the movement practices that I do with a community of people that are interested, because I love this and I don't know anyone that does it. So anyone else out there that wants to talk tree climbing, movement, all of those things, yeah, just hit me up in the comments, I guess. Peace.